beautiful day, and never mind the bun. Just my hair gets frayed and crazy, and I just have to do this to manage it. But I was musing over the different expressions and felt presence of experience that we go through, and for me, I really have been struggling with the existential angst and just all the things that make life tough. I've been noticing that it's just such a horrible place to be. It's likened to if you're stuck in a place of hate and like hating someone. Like that just kind of makes it makes it very difficult to navigate experiences and relationships when you have this hostility that's just boiling and ready to blow at any given minute. And I think the antidote to that is finding appreciation in people and who they are, whatever it takes to get out of that state, because being in a state of hate just makes us dumb and we don't think right, and we're just a travesty to our character, and it's likened to being possessed. It goes way back into Gnosticism, like I've talked about, how I don't know, I think all the lack of sleep, all the poisons, all the generations of people taking advantage of each other and exploiting and gaslighting and all that stuff, like authoritarianism and all that, dominator society, it's made us very unhealthy. And it's just, totally acceptable because we're so used to this. I'm just saying we're meant for so much more, and I think anyone can also relate to, or most people can relate to, when you're in a state of appreciation. I don't know, it just feels more intelligent. It's not to say you can't use your anger to motivate you to work harder or become better at something, because it's very hard to get out of. I know, it's like when I've been in a negative state, it's like you're stuck, like no one really wants to be there. And I think our health is such a big component of it. I know a lot of people talk about this, but I can also vouch to it that since I've taken drinking out of my lifestyle, I get better sleep, and I'm just of a more stable disposition, even through my existential angst, which are pre-existent from that. There's often the illusion, if you're addicted to stuff, you start thinking all your problems are from that. But after you clean up your life a bit from getting all those toxins out, you realize, there's other toxins at work as well, as well as not getting sleep, which is our body's time of purging, taking the garbage out, so to speak. Because when it builds up, the smallest things can set us off. And it's just, we're so uncomfortable and don't even realize how uncomfortable we are, or we do, but we just project it onto other people. And I'm not saying anything that anyone's unaware of. I'm just encouraging to really make sleep and health a priority, because no one talks about this, but the natural high of life, there is a natural high of life into just pure consciousness, and your high is from the value that you derive from relationships and your art and whatever you're practicing, whatever medium that you're working with as a human, whether it's related to the mind, or calisthenics, intellectual. I've always been of the mindset where I want to keep getting better and become better at all things. In my more discouraging moments, I feel like I'm getting worse at stuff, but those are just my bad days where I'm not at my full potential. And most of the time, I think a lot of us are not at our full potential, but we just get comfortable with a certain style of it. We have our unhealthy practices. I'm not saying I'm completely free of mine. I've been quite addicted to ice cream lately, which I'm a little bit intolerant of too much dairy, and I get like little hangovers and stuff from it. I don't know. I know I get better sleep when I don't have sugar and cream all the time, even though those are some of the best things to me. I've just noticed, I'm just speaking anecdotally of my own experience. For me, when I start getting better sleep, and it takes a while to incorporate a lifestyle change. It takes a while for it to become subconscious and for the body to clear out stuff. It's usually right when you're in the beginning phases that it's so tough, because like you feel less healthy because your body is off balance because it's not used to what it's getting. But it does resiliently, the body does rebalance itself, and you find yourself to be lighter and brighter more of the time, and you just have to navigate like these different experiences. And I'm not speaking against medication. Like, medication has very much helped me. And if I was more privileged and had money to like really get away and reset, I would probably definitely do that. And maybe I could get rid of all of them. But it just takes a lot of work as a human to really become healthy, especially in this world. Like, it's crazy to me that like fast food is legal, or I mean at least this form of it. Like, I'm not against the concept of fast food, but just like basically how poisonous it is. Like, you see people freaking out in these places when they get their order wrong and stuff. Like, it's crazy. Like, we shouldn't be flipping out over these trivial things. Like, there's something going on. There's some causality behind this, and I think a lot of it is just our health, and our health is right with our mental health, because these chemicals, whether they're good or bad, or natural or unnatural, or endogenous or exogenous, like, they're all very powerful. Like, even the natural ones, our own hormones, it's all very potent. But we're also like very resilient and can handle quite a bit of poison, even if it does not only lessen our life expectancy and our longevity, but also our quality of life. So I know I have quite a ways to go, but I really am starting to see the light, so to speak. And I can, hopefully in 10 years in the future, if these videos are still around, be able to smile, like knowing the causality of my situation, and be able to pay ourselves the respect for getting through this. I mean, this is like the definition of perseverance for just about everyone here, that it's not like difficult for them, especially financially. And that is if in 10 years I'm not more ruined than I am now. I'm just kidding. Hopefully not. It's a tough world, and I've seen people who used to be cool that just aren't really cool. That's really rude of me, but the people go through struggles where it's like they can't even like be themselves. Like, they're just being jerked around by life and having to do things just to stay afloat financially, and it's like not a healthy dynamic. Like, we're explorative creatures. If we didn't have to work, it's not like we'd do nothing. We'd find other things to do, because there's so many experiences to have and things to do here, and we've barely scratched the surface. And imagination is also part of like what plays a huge role in that too. And I always encourage exercising the imagination.